Hello and welcome to Mo Yoga. I'm Megan and this is your 25-minute heart opening practice. So this is going to be a really great gentle practice. If you've been feeling any tightness, either emotional or physical, in your heart space, in your heart chakra, in your chest, this is going to be a really great practice to just kind of open up through this whole area. So grab a block. We will need a block for this practice or a folded up blanket or towel. And grab your mat and let's get into it. All right, guys, for this heart chakra practice, we'll start by coming to a comfortable seat on our mats. I'm sitting cross-legged, but maybe you want to sit up on a block or you want to sit up on your heels, kind of up on your shins, whatever is most comfortable for you. But if you're sitting cross-legged like me, I invite you to take whichever foot is in the front and switch it to the back. So this might feel a little less natural, a little bit awkward even. But I like to do this every so often just to keep everything balanced in my hips. So our bodies tend to have a preference one way or the other because there's an imbalance somewhere. And so this just kind of helps address that. So I've switched to my feet here. I'm going to move the fleshy part of my bum out of the way, really feeling rooted to my mat. Sitting tall, shoulders are down and back, crown is lifted to the sky. So this is actually quite an active pose. My belly button is pulled into my spine, my core is engaged. And really just coming to where we are now. We'll start our practice with a little bit of a breath work meditation, if you will. So we'll do a 4-count box breath. And what that is you'll inhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, and repeat. So I will count this out for you a couple of times, and then we'll take a few of these on our own time. But as we do this breath work meditation, I invite you, to just let go of anything that's not here and now. All these racing thoughts in our heads, any distractions that you might be experiencing, acknowledge it and just let it go. And I invite you as well to set an intention for your practice, maybe as it relates to the heart chakra. So maybe you want to show yourself a little bit more kindness and compassion today. Or if there's someone in your life that you're thinking of that could use a little bit of that, keep them in mind during your practice, whatever it may be. So as you're ready, we'll close our eyes, sit tall, shoulders rolling down our back, crown is lifted. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And continue that breath on your own. Take one more of these box breaths. Awesome, and as we're ready, we'll take a soft gaze and come into bound angle. So the soles of our feet come together in front of us. Again, kind of resetting, feeling our sits bones on the ground, maybe moving the fleshy part of your bum out of the way. Soles of your feet come together. We'll sit tall, core is engaged, shoulders are down, crown is lifted. We're long in our spines here. And we'll press our elbows into our knees, hinging at our hips, leading with our hearts, taking a slight fold over our feet. And maybe you even take a moment to show yourself a little bit of self-love. Give yourself a little foot massage here. Pressing your knees into your elbows into your knees. We'll come back to center, crossing our legs again. Taking a couple of seated cat-cow. So let me switch my feet here again. Hands are going to come to your knees. And on the inhale, our gaze lifts, our shoulders roll down our back as if there is a rope pulling at your heart, opening through our heart center. And on the exhale, shoulders round, belly button pulls to your spine, rounding through your back. We inhale, open through our heart center. Exhale, we round all the way through our backs. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders down and back, gaze lifts. We'll come back to neutral. Arms up overhead for a seated spinal twist. So right hand comes to your left knee, left fingertips come behind. We inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist deeply. Inhale, everything comes back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling, sit a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Awesome, we'll unwind from that. And we'll come all the way to our mats into tabletop. So in tabletop, my wrists are directly below my shoulders. My knees are directly below my hips. On an inhale, my belly drops, gaze lifts, chest opens for cow. Exhale, belly button pulls to your spine, rounding through those shoulders, looking up at our belly buttons for cat. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, rounding through our spine. We'll come back to neutral. So from here, right hand lifts, left leg lifts, pressing through your heel, radiating energy through your fingertips, making your spine long. Hips are even here, so pull your left hip up, pressing through your right shoulder, so active in that supporting arm. And here we'll pulse our hand and foot up. So pulse, pulse, strengthening that back body. Remembering to breathe. Challenging our balance here. Taking 2 more pulses. Everything comes back to center. And we'll repeat that on the opposite side. So right leg lifts, pressing strong through that heel. Left fingertips point in front of us. Reaching through those fingertips, pressing through that heel, active in the supporting shoulder, and we pulse up. Trying to keep your hips even, your core is engaged. We're feeling this strength in our back bodies. 2 more pulses. Everything comes back to center. From here, we'll tuck our toes, Lift our hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. Really taking some freedom of movement. Whatever feels good for you, maybe bending deeply into your knees. And when you're ready, your left foot will step in between your hands. Right knee drops to the earth, low lunge. Pressing deeply through those hips, feeling the stretch in your right hip flexor, keeping your knee and ankle in line. So if you find that your knee is coming really far over your ankle here, then just kind of scoot your foot a little further out. And if you find it difficult to balance here, you can widen your stance, and that can help with that balance, okay? So in this low lunge, we cactus our arms, pulling our shoulders down to our spines, opening through this front side of our chest, breathing deeply. And from here, we tuck our back toes, weight shifts into your front knee, and we're gonna press all the way to stand. So knee comes out in front of us, parallel to the earth, and we'll bring that foot in either to the inside of your ankle, your shin, or the inside of your thigh for a tree pose. So in tree pose, think of pulling this knee back. Your hips are even, so we have a tendency to pop this left hip out, but try to pull everything into the center line. And your hands are wherever they're comfortable. Maybe out to your side, maybe prayer hands, maybe arms up overhead. Whatever feels best for you today. Really feeling the strength of that supporting leg. Core is engaged here. Everything is stitched up tight. Shoulders are down and back, and we're lifted. One more breath here. We'll bring our knee out in front of us again. Strong in that supporting leg. And we'll step it all the way back to our low lunge. Taking those cactus arms one more time. Hands come down to the earth. Back toes tuck. We step it back for down dog. Pedal it out. Maybe bending deeply into your knees. And when you're ready, right foot steps between your hands. Ooh, a stink bug. And your knee drops to the earth for a low lunge. Pressing deeply through those hips, pulling your right hip crease back, checking in with your alignment on this front leg. Shoulders are down and away from your ears, cactus arms. Opening that heart space. Awesome, and when you're ready, back toes tuck, weight shifts to your front leg, and we come all the way to stand. So pulling that right hip into the center line. This leg, your left leg, is parallel to the earth. We're strong in our core. Taking a moment here before we bring our foot in for tree pose. So either your ankle, shin, or inside of your thigh. Pulling that hip in. Core is tight. And we find stillness just for a couple of breaths here. Pulling your shoulders down and back, opening through that heart space. We'll release that leg, bring it back out in front of us, taking a moment to feel the strength in that supporting leg before we step it back all the way to our low lunge. Checking in with your alignment here. Maybe scooting that front foot out just an inch. Pressing deeply into those hips. Cactus your arms one more time. Hands come down to the earth. Tuck your back toes. Press it down for down dog. Pedal it out. Any movements here that feel good in your body. And we'll drop our knees to the earth. And right where we're at, we'll untuck our toes. Hands will come out in front of us, maybe another 6 inches or so. And we drop our hearts to the earth for puppy pose. So hips are high here. Heart is pressed toward the earth, feeling that stretch in your shoulders. On the inhale, you round slightly through your shoulders. Exhale, sinking a little closer to your mat. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, letting go. From here, we'll shift all the way forward on our mats to come onto our, to come onto our bellies. So our elbows are directly below our shoulders here. Our feet are touching. And we're going to take this is Sphinx pose. So we initiate this pose. I need to wiggle things out to kind of adjust, get everything feeling comfortable. And avoid clenching in your glutes here. So maybe wiggling your hips. We spread our fingertips wide and we initiate this movement by rolling our shoulders down our backs, down our spines, as if our shoulder blades are going to kiss. And we activate through our hands as if we're going to pull our mat towards us. So we're pulling our elbows back towards our hips. And we feel this kind of in your triceps. So strong in our back bodies, strong in our arms, pulling our mats towards us, opening through our heart center as if there's a rope pulling your heart away from you. And we release. We'll shift to Cobra here. So hands come directly below your shoulders or kind of in line with your armpits. And for Cobra, again, our legs are stitched up tight. Our elbows are pulled in close to our body. We initiate this movement by first lifting our gaze, then lifting our chin, then our shoulders pulled down and back. Belly button is pulled to our spine. And our back muscles are fully engaged here. So you should be able to lift your fingertips off the earth and stay here. We'll release, catch your breath. And again, we'll take Cobra by lifting our gaze, lifting our chin, opening through our heart space, pulling our shoulders down and back, checking in, lifting our fingers off the earth before we press deeply into this pose, keeping our elbows close to our bodies, keeping integrity by having our shoulders down and back. So the moment that your shoulders kind of pull towards your ears, you'll want to back off a little bit. But pressing through the palms of our hands, keeping our shoulders down and back. Our back muscles are engaged. Our arm muscles are engaged. We're leading with our hearts here. And we release. Awesome. So from here, press it back to child's pose. When you're ready, we'll come onto our backs. So our soles of our feet are flat on the earth. Our heels are just barely grazing our fingertips. Shoulders are pulled down away from our ears. And we'll press up into a bridge, initiating this movement by tucking your pelvis, lifting your tailbone off the ground, and then one vertebrae at a time comes off the ground until you're almost just on your shoulders. So we've got a straight line from the top of your knee to your shoulders here. Core is engaged, pelvis is tucked. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you shift your shoulders underneath you and clasp your hands together. Breathing deeply. When you're ready, we will release. Taking your feet as wide as the mat, we let everything fall to the left. Gaze comes over your right shoulder for a spinal twist. Core engages, everything falls to the right. Gaze is over your left shoulder. Everything comes back to center. I'm going to grab my block. So, like I said before, if you don't have a block, you can use a folded up blanket or a beach towel. Just kind of have it like about this size and about maybe 4 inches thick or so. So I'm going to place this down on my mat to where when I lay down on it, it's going to be kind of at the level of my shoulder blades for a supported fish. So the block is between my shoulder blades. My shoulders are completely off. My shoulders are completely off of it, and my head is hanging off of it as well. So I'm opening up through this throat chakra. I'm sorry, there's so many gnats. I'm opening up through this throat chakra. I'm opening up through this heart chakra. And before I let myself fully relax, I'm going to pull my shoulders down and away from my ears. Palms face the sky. And just allowing myself to sink into this supported pose. Allowing your shoulders to fall closer to the earth. This is one of my favorite poses for the end of a practice. We spend a lot of our times hunched over computers and desks and our phones and bent over taking care of children. And this is just so great for opening up through those chest muscles, opening your heart center, stretching out in your upper back. We'll take a couple more breaths here before we tuck our chins and kind of roll to the side to remove that block. And then we'll come all the way to our final resting pose of Savasana. So if you have any pain in your lower back, I invite you to keep your knees bent, let them kind of support each other. Or if you have a rolled up towel or blanket, you can put that underneath your knees. Or you can, straighten your legs out all the way. But before we allow ourselves to rest completely, again, we pull our shoulders down and away from our ears. And just rest. Coming back to the intention that we set at the beginning of our practice. Bringing awareness back to your breath, back to your body. Maybe taking a full body stretch here before we roll to our sides and come to a seat. Keeping our eyes closed or taking a soft gaze, we find our roots beneath us. Palms are open to the sky. We sit tall with long spines, crowns lifted. Let love always lead you to listen more deeply, understand more fully, connect more securely, forgive more freely, communicate more clearly, and respond more gently. I invite you to take this openness that we've found through our practice and carry it with you throughout your day. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit more receptive. I thank you for joining me on your mat. Namaste.